When a soldier or sailor chooses cash over country and hands over national defense information in an ultimate act of betrayal, we have to be ready to act.
A San Diego-based Navy sailor is one of 2 California sailors accused of sending sensitive military information to China. Thank you for joining us on this busy Thursday. I'm Kimberly Hunt. I am live along the Embarcadero to lead our team coverage on this story that's making national headlines. The sailor is charged with espionage. He was taken into custody as he reported for duty at Naval Base San Diego, which you can see in the distance right here behind me. And today, the sailor appeared in federal court where he answered to charges. ABC 10 News reporter Austin Grabish is joining us live outside the courthouse to break down these claims. Austin.
Good evening, Kimberly. Jin Chao Wei appeared calm as he answered to these charges in a courtroom behind me this afternoon. The FBI and NCIS allege he sent classified secret military information to China. And tonight, both of those agencies tell us this is the first time that espionage has ever been charged in San Diego. Now, I saw the accused sit in court wearing a prisoner's jumpsuit, and he didn't really flinch. He appeared calm as the prosecutor laid out details of the case against him. Now, the prosecutor said the 22-year-old Wei was sending that sensitive military information to China as recently as 2 days ago, but this all began a couple of years ago. And the indictment alleges that Wei sent photos, videos, and other information about the USS Essex Navy ship in February of 2022. That is when this case started. Now, he was actually arrested yesterday as he arrived for work at Naval Base San Diego. He was working there as a machinist mate on the ship, and he allegedly sent information that only those with a special secret clearance had access to on the ship, and it included details that were critical, that included weapons systems. Now, the indictment says he sent the information to a Chinese intelligence officer who paid him for it, and the two were communicating on WeChat as well as through encrypted channels. Now, prosecutors do say in this case that he took thousands of dollars in bribes for this sensitive information and was trained to report this kind of scheme if he was ever approached by China, but didn't. I want you now to take a listen to Randy Grossman. He is the U.S. attorney speaking about this case.
Our indictment alleges that over the course of more than a year and on multiple occasions, Wei sent national defense information to China, including documents, photos, videos, and technical manuals. In exchange, his intelligence officer paid Wei thousands of dollars. The officer even congratulated him when he became a U.S. citizen in May of 2022. Throughout this relationship, Wei provided his Chinese handler with information regarding the defense and weapons capabilities of U.S. Navy ships.
The prosecutor in this case told a judge behind me this afternoon that Wei told a fellow sailor he was, quote, obviously being recruited for effing espionage. Wei entered not guilty pleas to these charges. The prosecutor said his actions were a betrayal to the United States. Reporting live outside federal court, Austin Grabish, ABC 10 News.
As serious as it gets. Thank you, Austin. Here's why another country could be interested in the USS Essex. The Navy's website says the Essex is designed to be a flagship of an amphibious group. That means it's a vital ship on operations that have Marines landing with troops. And more than 2,000 helicopters and carrier jets use this ship, as well as smaller aircraft. It has enough medical facilities to care for deployment of training exercises, unnamed security missions. As we mentioned, a second Navy sailor is accused of providing sensitive military information to China. And as reporter Leo Stallworth tells us, he lives in the Los Angeles area.
Hey folks, how you doing? I'm with Channel 7. ABC can... Close to a dozen people streaming out of the Monterey Park home this morning where 26-year-old Navy Petty Officer Wing-Hing Zhao lived with his family. Zhao and another U.S. naval sailor arrested on charges related to allegedly spying for China.
Charges demonstrate the PRC's determination to obtain information that is critical to our national defense by any means, so it could be used to their advantage.
Zhao, who had U.S. security clearance working at Naval Base Ventura County in Port Hueneme, is accused of receiving bribes from a Chinese intelligence officer in exchange for sensitive U.S. military information. Also charged, 22-year-old Navy Petty Officer Jen Chao Wei, serving aboard the amphibious ship USS Essex, which is currently receiving maintenance at Naval Base San Diego. He is facing more serious charges, including espionage.
Through the alleged crimes committed by these defendants, sensitive military information ended up in the hands of the People's Republic of China.
According to officials, over the last 2 to 3 years, Wei and Zhao are alleged to have each worked with Chinese intelligence officers to whom they passed along sensitive information related to the technologies they work with and about upcoming Navy operations, including international military exercises.
The alleged conduct also represents a violation of the solemn obligation of members of our military to defend our country, to safeguard our secrets, and to protect their fellow service members.
The indictment against Zhao alleges he netted nearly $15,000 in bribes from the Chinese intelligence officer. If convicted of the crime against him, he could spend upwards of 20 years in prison. It is not exactly clear how much money Wei received, but if convicted of the more serious charge of espionage, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. In Monterey Park, Leo Stallworth, 10 News.
While the two sailors were charged with similar crimes, they were charged as separate cases. It's not clear whether they are connected in any way.